Well, the whole cuckold thing has come to the forefront. I feel like this is the first time that the whole cuckold fetish is now front and center in the media. Because you also got Kanye was naming his album Cuck,
Yep.
Is
right?
that real?
And
Yep.
What?
yeah,
I had to break down the door for all this, for the record.
right. So as someone who's been accused of being a cuckold, although I don't put you in that same category as these guys,
Thank
you've
you.
never done all this stuff that we're seeing on the stand, right?
There's no Jason Luv being rubbed on my nipples.
Yeah, we have to dispel some rumors here.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who think that I filmed the Jason Luv scene. That's cap. But yeah, I mean, the world has been broken open in many ways. There's a lot of people in the public eye, both alive and posthumous, who they have apparently been engaged in cuck-style behavior. Apparently Kanye, Diddy, obviously, and then rest in peace Nipsey Hussle, but it's been alleged that he was involved in some freaky stuff as well.
Yeah, I mean, out of all the times I had sex, right, there was never a moment where I said, wow, you know what would make this better? If a dude came in right now and had sex with the girl that I'm with in front of me while I sit in the corner and pleasure
You
myself.
might like it. You don't know.
No, I don't think I would. I don't think I would.
When I wasn't so jaded by it, I used to really enjoy watching Adam have sex with other women, even if I wasn't participating, because I was so excited by how much fun he was having, and that made me really happy.
Do you think that we would have got to the point in which we had guy-girl threesomes if it wasn't for the porn part of things? Do you think that that ever would have became a part of our life?
We had one.
A long time ago, yeah. When we very early on, we did one time, sort of like a drunken hookup. But generally
so
speaking,
you, another guy, and Lena.
yeah,
Okay.
One of your friends.
yeah.
Okay.
Do you think that we would have ended up experimenting in that way if it wasn't for porn? Because a lot of people think that we have this sort of like relationship that like you're kind of describing about Diddy or whatever, where he's in private doing this just because it purely turns him on. Whereas with us, it was a different decision where like the Jason Luv scene was very much like, 0% of the conversation was, I just really want to fuck somebody else. The conversation was 100%, this is probably the biggest lick that we could hit right now.
Yeah. But I do think that we would have probably experimented off camera if we never had the porn stuff going on, just because we were crazy in the beginning.
We talked about it, for sure. I feel like if anything, the porn thing has kind of made us more tame in our private lives.
Yeah, I mean, look, years ago, I've had threesomes with like a friend and a girl, and we were on either side, and it wasn't my thing. Like, situations happen, right? You got a girl who's willing, and you got a guy, and, everyone's, drunk or whatever. But I remember in that moment thinking, I don't really enjoy this. I would actually prefer the guy not to be here. It's just not my thing. It's just not my thing.
I've shot a lot of scenes with, not a lot, but maybe 3 or 4 scenes with like another guy and a girl, not her. And definitely from the point of view of the viewer, I understand why this is exciting to see the girl kind of overwhelmed by having 2 things to work with. But yeah, for sure, I don't really think I would be like seeking out that kind of experience in my private life. I guess like in terms of our long-term relationship, I could have seen it eventually at some point. But as far as like what I prefer, I would probably prefer a one-on-one with a woman rather than a 2-on-1. But, it's fun to take a walk on the wild side too, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Daphne Joy, who's 50 Cent's baby mother, she took the stand, and she was talking about how she would like do like 3 guys in a night. He would have them like all-star weekend, like come in one after the other. And this was like when he would get mad at her, she would make it up by having freak offs with other men. Like this was really, it almost seemed like he enjoyed this more than the actual sex with the woman.
Which doesn't surprise me that much because you look at Diddy, and he's very much someone who, is viewed as kind of a musical genius, but he's never been the one doing most of the stuff on the songs that he's considered a genius for. He's not the flagship rapper. He's not like the main producer. his genius, if anything, and you can say the exact same thing about Kanye, is that they can put a bunch of people in a room, come up with an amazing beat, come up with some awesome raps. Yeah, maybe it's not Kanye.
So this is a version of that?
I'm saying, I think that you could draw a line between the two where it's like...
sexual masterpiece that he's not necessarily the star of?
Someone like Diddy, he wants to see the woman orgasm. It doesn't seem like he really cares if he's the one making her orgasm. And if anything, as the maestro, you might at some point acknowledge, hey, I might not be the guy with the 12-inch dick. So maybe I'm going to hire the Punisher. He's going to pump his dick up. And then he's going to go to town and I'm going to sit back with my mask on and jerk myself off on the couch. Now, I realize it's not for everybody and it's a little hard for me to wrap my head around, but I do think that there's kind of like a connection between them being people like who are able to make things happen musically by combining all these people together. I think that same mentality is what ends up with Diddy having other guys banging the women that are the apple of his eye.
Well, but you guys have done scenes with girls who have like cuckold husbands or boyfriends, right? Who are actually like right there, right?
It's happened like once, yeah.
Not in the room.
He wasn't in the room, but like, I guess there's guys who come to set and like, I wouldn't put them all in the cut category. I would put them in like the supportive boyfriend who flew into town with them and just like doesn't have anywhere else to go and he kind of hangs out in the other room. Okay. Or he wants to see the no jumper office, right? Like he might think that's cool. But there was one time where a girl brought her boyfriend and he was clearly like very into it.
Yeah, sometimes they're
but he didn't watch us. He was still in the other room.
Sometimes they're just like not involved and you get the vibe that like the guy is just there because this is her job. He doesn't love it. Doesn't really hate it, but he's around. He
lives off of her.
He's living off her. He's almost like the security guard. Yeah. Sometimes he wants to be there to make sure that she's good. But then you have other guys where it's clear that me banging her or, her banging me and Lena is exhilarating to them.